Blessings, everybody. Come on in. Blessings, 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 every single person that's on this live today. I'm going to be obedient and come on in. Come on in. Hey. I wanted to just speak on. I'm going to go ahead and start. Blessings, blessings, Bishop. How are you doing? Blessings, blessings. I'm going to go ahead and start on. Today I had to be obedient to God. Hey, Kunta, how you doing? I had to be obedient. And I was like, listen here. We're in a season that God is blessing his people like never before. Let me turn this down. Hello, Angela. Hello, Sandy. Hello, blessings, blessings, blessings. I must come on. We're in a season that God is blessing his people like never before. And you must be obedient to what's happening in the realm. And I had to come on. Hello, Erica. Hey, I had to come on today and be obedient to tell someone that is feeling heavy tonight. Somebody that's in their spirit and they're like, Lord, when is it going to happen? When is this moment about to come in my life? When is it about to shift? When is my season? And I'm telling you, you must be willing for it to look like it's falling apart so that it can all come together. We are in the open portal. Listen to me. Hey, Kim. We are in the open portal season of everything. And you must be willing to sacrifice the things in which you know no longer serve your journey. And God wanted me to come on today and just tell somebody, listen here, stop discounting and stop excluding yourself from it. You know, so many times, I hear people say them people. Who are those or them people? Why are you disconnecting and counting yourself out? Today, this is a new year, 2019. I want you to declare over your life every single thing that you know God has told you that you are connected to in your future. I want you to declare, listen here, we are in an open portal, and I had to be obedient to come in today because he's going to blow our minds. Think of the things in which you used to pray for that you are now living in. Think of the things, if you need a reminder, think on the things in which, listen here, the Lord, I can't wait to share all of the things that he's doing in my life. And I have to come on and be able to just say to somebody else that is in their pit season, somebody else that looks like they're in the hallway, somebody else that it looks like, okay, I've been looked over, counted out. When is my time coming? I want you to know that this is your divine season. You must feel it in your spirit first before you see it. You must be willing to go after it with everything else. It's like we're in a season of Sarah. Sarah waited forever for the promise, the very promise of her heart to come to pass. This is the season that we're in right now. We're in our Sarah season, meaning that you are going to finally get every single thing that God has told you. You will have evidence of it by the end of this year. You will have it in your hand, not just a thought, but you must believe it. He's saying, my people, do not count yourself out. Include yourself in the promises that he has just for your life. Don't count yourself out. It's going to happen. In order for Job to be blessed tenfold, he looked like his whole life, even to his body, was falling apart. In order for like Noah that built the ark, he had to spend all his money on supplies. He had to spend all his time building the ark. He had to be willing to tell the people that if the flood was coming, and they didn't believe him. The same thing applies when you are like, I know what God told me. Even to those that have told friends and family members about dreams or what God has told them about their life, and they're looking at you like stunned, like, what are you talking about? That's the same. God has given us so many examples in the Bible. That's the same way that it was when, I don't know if it was King David, but when he went up and he told his brothers that, listen here, I will be ruler over nations. And he was the one that ended up saving his family family from famine when everything went scarce. But he had to believe what God told him, and he had to be willing. This is the hand posture. He had to be willing to go through his process. So many times we get into life and we're trying to buck our story. Everybody got to get their story. How can you have the testimony without the test? You must be willing to get your story. In order for them to get up in the Bible, they had to have a story. Be willing to go through your process so you have a story. We're going into the season where in order for you to connect, because we are the church, in order for you to connect, thank you, Joseph, in order for you to connect with those that God have in alignment, you had to have gone through your process. Hello, mother, blessing, blessings. You had to be willing to go through your process so that you can get your story. We all have to get a story. Every single one of us has a story. Every single day is another page that is going to be turned on the chapter. You know, listen here. I recently am going through a phase, and for those that are feeling a level of heaviness, you're just going through a purging process of those emotions of the old, because we're at the clean slate season. You can have whatever you want. You can live however you want. You are exactly who you feel you are. You are at a clean slate right now today. So choose what you want out of this life. Declare what you are to have in this life. Know whose you are right now. That's the only thing. And in order for you to get to know, and that's why I created the journal. In order for you to get to know who you are, you must know whose you are. And through us getting to know who God is and developing a serious relationship with him in our lives is when we get to what? He shows us and reveals our true self to ourselves. You know, you got to be willing, well, not say gotta, but you must be willing. One must be willing to be happy with $5 in your account. One must be willing to be happy when you got to go to McDonald's and get a $1 meal. You must be happy and content and grateful for just the simple things in life in order. He said, if you take care of the small, I will give you more, right? So your outside circumstances cannot dictate your level of happiness, because you get to choose. I wanted to come on today just to tell, if it's just one person, the ball is in your court. You get to choose. You get to choose. You get to choose exactly what you want. You got a clean slate. We're at 2019, the year of expansion, meaning God is adding abundantly to our lives. But you must believe it. It's an open portal. So for those that are in this race along with me, listen here, let's get it all. He is literally, he's positioning us to be what? The glory carriers over this earth. He's looking for candidates that are willing to show what he wants to do on this earth. He's looking for vessels that are willing to go through the process and to say, I was in the fire and he brought me out not smelling like smoke. I told everybody, and I told everybody exactly, you know, I lost it all when it's now been 6 years ago. I think it was the end of 2012. And here it is, full circle. The Lord blessed me with every single thing that I thought I lost and some more. Listen, you must be willing to go through whatever your process is so that you can get your story, because he will always reward you. If he will turn your pain into profit. I'm telling you, he will turn what looks like a loss into great rewards if you're willing to hand it over to him. Are you willing to do whatever your process, you know, everybody doesn't have to lose it all, but are you willing to do whatever your process is in order to get your story so that he can take you to the next level in your life? Are you the the curse stopper in your family? Are you the one that is willing to go through the uncomfortableness? I'm telling you. Are you the one that's willing to walk alone? Are you the one that's willing to go deep and dark in order to come out, like shining like pure gold? Are you the one that he can say, go forth, my child? I know you can handle it. I know you're willing to do the work. Just like the man that was sitting by the pool, and he kept saying, listen here, everybody getting in and ain't helping me. What did the Lord tell him? For those that are sitting in positions in their lives and they waiting on people to do something, God said, pick up your bed and walk. You just need to move forward. All you need to do is move forward. Everything in the Bible tells us about actions-based people. The woman with the issue of blood, what she had to do, she had to press forward, even when it looks like everybody else had given up on her as far as her healing. She still had to press forward and believe. That's right. You have to press forward. I have to press forward. We all have to press forward when it's uncomfortable. I chose this year not to be depressed around the holidays, because that's normally what that heaviness normally wants to come over, because we are living in our best days. Your latter shall be greater. And if you're at a place where you're like, Lord, everything is going great in my life, why do I feel a certain way? Because listen here. When you're going through the different levels of elevations and you're going through those different steps, it's a lot of old emotions that's in your spirit that have to come out. So you're going to be feeling a level of you don't know if you want to cry or laugh. And since I'm a transformation coach, I have to deal with those uncomfortable emotions that people want to act as though it's not there, right? They want to push it to the side, but you can't get forward. Keep continuously pushing what you need to address and actually recognize to the side. God wants us to what? See it for what it is. Acknowledge it so that you can get through it and grow through it. But I wanted to just come on tonight and just be of encouragement to somebody. You can have the life that you've dreamed of if you're willing to go through your process. This is our season. Listen here, he's going to blow our minds. I declare this year is my $1 million year. Listen, I declare that this year is the year that I would experience love on another level. I will be able to give love on another level, to extend a level of grace. Listen here, I decide what I'm willing to challenge, because you know how it is. Once you say something and you put it out in the atmosphere, you have to expect to deal with the promotion or the test that comes along with it. Expect the uncomfortableness. Expect the opportunity for you to grow through each situation that comes your way. Even when I'm in the process of failing the test and I know I'm failing, I say, Lord Jesus, thank you for allowing me to see what I am feeling in my mind currently. So because before it didn't bother me, but if it bothers me while I'm doing it, that's also a step forward. You get what I'm saying? Let me tell you this. Only the Bible tells us that certain things can only happen through fasting and praying. What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? And make sure that when you're going through, fasting and praying, seek guidance from elders, seek guidance on how to, and ask and pray to God on what you should be doing for you, because it is a serious matter. And I just wanted to come on because this is the year that I have a responsibility, and I have to get serious on another level, because there are souls out here that need true deliverance. There are souls out here that need true help. And I want to be able to be of assistance, because he pulled me out of straight darkness. I've told you all my testimony. People see the after effect of it, but I was depressed for multiple years of my life, over 10 years, not sleeping every night, over 10 years of carrying a heavy load. And for all of those overachievers, when you just, your norm is always under pressure. Your norm is always handling XYZ until you're almost at burnout. Don't allow yourself to get to the point where you're completely drained and you have nothing to even give yourself. And you're at a crossroad where the enemy now wants to come at every element of your life, because you have neglected to step back and look at the big picture. Take care of yourself. Self-care. Get so clear on what you want and how and what it takes to get it in this season, because we are in an open portal. And for those, hey April, hey Clemmy, how you doing? We are in an open portal. This is the year that the Lord is going to, when I tell you, supernatural to our natural. Supernatural to our natural. He is going to bless us like never before if you're willing to do and get your story and go through your process. Dig deep. Be willing to face the things in which be willing to go through it. Be willing. Listen here. Be willing to go through the process. Be willing. Be willing to do exactly what he tells you to do. And in order to get clear on that, you have to have a relationship with God on another level. He's asking us to go deeper. And yes, it's not going to be comfortable. Yes, it's going to be very, very uncomfortable. Very much so. Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. It's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to be very uncomfortable. But it's so worth it. Because listen here, the next generation needs to see your victory. The next generation needs to see that, listen, I'm connected to someone that is willing to take the lead. I'm connected to someone that's willing to go first. Listen, we're in a season that you actually get to experience the overflow. You get to experience and live in your reality. When I tell you, I'm living in a straight up dream right now. And I can't believe, I said, Lord Jesus, is really happening. God, I'm just so grateful. It's really happening. Let me tell you. And I remember when I was going through it, and he sent me back to the same place in which it looked like it was all being taken away. And that's the same area in the same very place in which he gave me the overflow. So for those that are on here, the area in which you look like you losing it in is where your overflow is. Let me tell you, the Lord is going to bless you if you're willing to hand it over to him and say, listen here you go. Listen. I'm barely living and barely surviving, trying to keep this afloat. I'm working my body down to the ground to just stay and keep this afloat. Here you go. Be willing to give it up sometimes. And I guarantee you, the Lord will never withhold any good thing. If it's yours, it will be back plus interest. If anything looks like it leaves your life, if it's yours, it will come back plus interest. Let me tell you. It will come back tenfold. Just like it looked like Job had lost it all. What happened? He was blessed tenfold on what he looked like was lost in his life. It will come back tenfold. It will come back. I need to say that again. It will come back. Everything that it looks like has left your life, that it looks like it slipped away, and your current situation looks like the complete opposite of what it looks like your worst nightmare. Put it like that. But the Lord is going to reverse it if you're willing to surrender to the process of what he's trying. What is he trying to get you to understand right now? What is he trying to get you to deal with right now? Because sometimes at our lowest is when we can actually get to the root of our issues that we've been avoiding, because when we're busy, you don't have time to deal with your emotions. God wants to give you a clean slate and build you up. That's why he says fertile ground. He can't give you the abundant life with all built on top of brokenness. He can't give you the abundant life living all out of order. He can't give you the abundant life with this, it's like you living like, the rocky boat. No, he has to have a solid foundation, and he has to get you to the point that only he brought you out of that. You heard what I tell you. Nobody could have brought me up out of the place that I was in but the Lord. And when he brought me out, I don't have to question anything, because I know exactly who pulled me out of depression, who pulled me out of self-sabotage, who pulled me out of self-torture, who pulled me out of just straight, look like clouds of just darkness all the time, who pulled me out of ragefulness, who pulled me out of just not being able to trust nobody, who pulled me out of defensiveness every 5 minutes, who pulled me out of doubt. He pulled me out of those places. Listen, he pulled me out of those places. I don't have to wonder who pulled me out, because I had to be willing to go to the lowest of the low to understand that, listen here, when he comes into your life is when you say, listen here, Lord, I surrender. I'm tired. I've been trying to do this on my own for so long. I am so tired. When you get to that posture of surrender is when he says, when you end is where he begins. And I was about to go to sleep, but I know this is for somebody where you end and when you have done exhausted, all that you can do is where the Lord begins. That's when he's able to do the supernatural to your natural. He's going to reverse all of these situations if you're willing to be gracefully broken. It's okay to be broken. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay. Acknowledge it for what it is. Strip that power away. Stop denying it. And let the Lord heal you day by day. It's not an overnight process. Day by day, going at it again and saying, listen here, I'm going to pray that tomorrow is better than today. Day by day, doing one step further than what you did the day before. Day by day, working towards the things in which you say you want to have in this life and what he showed you to have. Day by day. It's not a overnight whoosh. No. Day by day. And next thing you know, your dream will be a reality. Next thing you know, your hurt will now be joy continuously because you're now learning to choose to be happy despite all. Now, day by day, you're choosing to have a moment that you get. Listen here, I pray, Lord, please give me a pause because my level of reaction, can I learn a level of emotional maturity to deal with what comes my way so I'm not always reactive? You know, when we're reactive, we blow the whole assignment. Can I get a moment to think about how I need to go forward in this? That takes wisdom. That takes discipline. And that takes a level of grace for others as well as yourself. That takes stillness. If you're always on the go, you can't pay attention to what you're doing in your life. Listen. If you always own it, listen here, when I lost it all, it was the best season of my life. I went to the beach, I walked, I ate well, I walked the bridge, I ran, I visited family. Listen here, I was able to get to know my nieces and nephews because I was always on the go there. I'm the auntie, I'm the daughter, I'm the one always owning. And I was able to just embrace the simple things in life, like my family, my quiet time. Can I read a book? Listen here. Can I work on the things in which does not require money? Can I enjoy just going to the park? Can I enjoy a simple walk? Can I enjoy running? Can I enjoy taking care of my health? Can I enjoy putting myself first for a chance? Because so many times we have neglected to put ourselves first because we were not taught how to learn true self-love. Buying yourself nice stuff, getting massages and getting facials and that is not self-love. Self-love means that I will no longer deny myself the things in which God says I deserve in this one life that I get to live. I will no longer sabotage and contradict the things in which I say I want by not doing what I need to do in order to get it. That's self-love. I will no longer allow the wrong people in my space is self-love. I will no longer eat the things that I know is just tearing up my body. That's self-love. I will no longer allow things to take my emotions to a low place. That's called self-love. That's what self-love is. I will no longer discount or disconnect myself from who I know God has told me to be. It's self-love. And in order to have that level of self-love, you got to know exactly whose you are. You have to believe the Bible as if it's talking to you directly. You got to own exactly what he is telling you. And it has to be a level of intent. I'm a very intense person and a little too intense for those that aren't quite there at that moment. That I'm literal. Take the word, try to work at it literally. Blessings, Mr. Mitchell. Blessings, Lorana. Take the word literally. Because you don't want to miss the timing of God. Everything is about timing. We're in the year of expansion. We're in the year of overflow. We're in the year of when he's saying expedited blessings, mean he is shipping it fast. changed. So in order to be able to receive and prepare for this level of glory that's hitting this earth, you have to go through that season of what stillness and hearing what he is saying for your life. You must be willing to have that same level in intensity and passion towards whatever he told you need to do for whatever he told you he need to get you to. You must be willing to go at it so passionately. But so many times we're in a noisy world right now where everything is so busy. Everything is so, it's so much going on. But if you don't learn how to focus throughout this noisiness, you're never going to have the level of clarity to execute and be able to be effective in what God tells you. And this is the open portal season. It's a clean slate. You get to have whatever you want. He's positioned all different situations, right? Hello, Ms. Dixon. He's positioned. So all the situations that has happened in our lives has now positioned us to say, well, so my child, what do you say you want? Because I've now positioned you to be able to get it. So are you really going to go and have exactly the heaven on earth that I told you about? Are you willing? Are you at the point now that you really believe what I told you about who you are? Are you willing to boldly declare it over your life so that you go after it with a level of force that nobody can take from you? Are you willing? Because we're in an open portal. You're at your clean slate. All of the things of the old and the cycles are now what? If you are willing to do your work, you get to choose whatever you want. You get to live the life that you've dreamed of. You get to be a blessing to people in a way that they were praying for. You are a walking, breathing, answered prayer if you do the work. So you guys, I hope this has helped somebody tonight. Because I had to be obedient. This is our season of greater. I'm telling you, I'm declaring my $1 million year. This is the year that I will literally be loved and receive love on another level. This is the year that I get to see. We're on the other side of what we used to think about. We've been crossed over the line, but you must know that for yourself. What are the things that God has told you for your life? Walk in it boldly. When I tell you bold, do not shrink down for nobody. Do not shrink down for nobody. I need to say that one more time. Do not shrink down from nobody. I don't care who it is. Do not shrink down for no one. Boldly walk in your power. Boldly, and some that are insecure are going to take it as arrogance, but it's just called assured in who you are. You fought too hard to get to this place for you to be downsizing for those that are not willing to do the work. You fought too hard to have your level of, your sanity, but you to be shrinking down on your testimony. You fought too hard. You lived in depression. That was your friend. You fought too hard to be at a place that you are at peace for you to be downsizing and minimizing what the Lord has graced you to walk in. You fought too hard for it. Too hard for somebody else, a living being, to rob you of your current position. You worked too hard for it. Listen, too hard. Own it. Own every bit of it. So I hope this has blessed somebody. Just if it's one person, I want you to look in my face and know that I believe in you. This is the glory year for your life. This is your season. This is the season of elevation that you've been waiting on. This is the season of advancement. This is the season of divine supernatural healing. This is the season of acceleration. This is the season of expansion. This is the season of all of the things that are connected to your divine destiny. So thank you guys that have stayed on. Share this video on out, and I hope that it was of some encouragement for just one person. This is your season. I'm telling you. This is your girl, Nekia Foxx, from the Transformation Place, where I help amazing women and men transform from the inside out, gaining clarity, because we must be clear on who we are. If you are not clear on who you are, what you want, and how to get it, you need to have the journal. And if you don't know, if you haven't learned how to master discipline, you need to get the planner. So many people ask, how do you do it? I am clear. I have scheduled it out. I have researched it. I am on a schedule in my life from per quarter. You got to be ahead of the game, not with the game, but ahead of the game in order to maximize, because it's about timing. And in order for God to do it, you have to be working on it in advance, right? You had to be working on it in advance. So when it comes, you are ready to maximize, right? So though, for those, go to my website, www.nekiafoxx.com. For those that are looking for tools to be able to bless, their journey and help them along their journey, you can go on the website. And for those, once again, I am having a journaling, I'm calling a vision dinner in February. My assistant will be putting out the post soon. And when I tell you, it's only for 10 women to be able to sit in a place and literally leave feeling clear, confident, and knowing exactly what they want and putting it in plain sight and view so that 2019 can be maximized. So it's for 10 women, 10. That's it, 5 and 5. 10 women. Is an exclusive event, and I'm excited to be able to finally offer it to those that God has led me to be able to be connected to in this season. So if you're really ready to max out your life and live in abundance, be able to go on the website and get your spot for one of the 10 seats that will be open. And I think that the date is February 10th, and the time will be I think it's 4:30 to 6, and it is a vision dinner. And when I tell you, the journal and the planner is included in it, and it's just my way of giving back and being able to strategize with those that are really ready for the next level. So it's going to be an amazing experience. But for those that are on tonight, thank you for staying on, mother. For those that are joining the replay, thank you so much for staying on. And for those that are in the season of excellence, the Lord is about to blow your mind. I'm telling you, he's about to blow your mind. So God bless you all.